Fiery red gingiva with gingival sloughing, which is painful and causes burning sensation, is called. Okay, so let's look at this picture. As you can see, the gingiva is extremely red in nature. There is some form of inflammation, or there is. It looks like the gingiva over here in this region is completely burning red. The patient is complaining of burning sensation. So also, if you can compare it to the remaining gingiva that is present around this region, you can notice that the area over here is coral pink in color, whereas over here it is extremely dark red. If you take a closer look, you can see that there is some form of epithelium that has been come out. It has been rubbed off from the surface of the gingiva. So that means to say that there is epithelial sloughing that has occurred in that region. So what does this indicate? That the gingival epithelium has been completely eroded, and it's only the connective tissue that is now being completely visible to your oral cavity. So this is a condition which is called as desquamative gingivitis. As you can understand from the name, desquamative. So that means there is removal of the squamous tissue, that is the squamous cells which are there, which forms the epithelial lining of the gingiva. That entire epithelial tissue has come out and the connective tissue is present. And because the entire epithelial tissue has come out, there is some form of inflammation because the connective tissue is being irritated continuously, and that is why it is led to gingivitis. So this condition is called as desquamative gingivitis. So desquamative gingivitis is not a disease of its own. It is the manifestation of a lot of systemic diseases. It is like jaundice. See, jaundice per se, it is a condition. It is not a disease. The cause of jaundice is multiple diseases. It can either be hemolytic anemia or it can be malaria. So malaria is the disease which is causing jaundice. That is similar to what you see over here, which is desquamative gingivitis is a condition which is caused by a plethora of diseases, and because of those diseases, the patient is having this particular condition which is termed as desquamative gingivitis. Now, the most important conditions which can cause desquamative gingivitis are diseases of the skin. So all the diseases of the skin, the most important ones being pemphigus vulgaris, pemphigoid, and lichen planus. All of them, especially the atrophic lichen planus as well as erosive lichen planus, can very demarcatedly cause desquamative gingivitis in the oral cavity. In addition to that, even your lupus erythematosus as well as your linear gingival eczema can also present as desquamative gingivitis. And that is the reason why desquamative gingivitis is a diagnosis, and you need to perform some form of incisional biopsy in order to understand what is the underlying cause because of which the patient is having desquamative gingivitis. Even your atrophic candidiasis can present as desquamative gingivitis. So once you have your histopathological slide with you and once you have confirmed your diagnosis, your treatment plan varies according to that. So depending, so let's say if it is an autoimmune disease of the skin, then if it's an autoimmune disease of the skin, in such a situation, you will have to give the patient corticosteroids, and the desquamative gingivitis will completely cessate on its own. On the other hand, if you have it's candidiasis, you have to do antifungal therapy. Actus ulcers, you will have to probably do some form of stress reduction protocol so that the ulcers decrease in nature. So that is the reason why you first need to identify the cause of the what is leading to the condition, and once you treat the primary cause, that is the disease which is causing this desquamative gingivitis will heal on its own.